Good morning and welcome back again. For this video, we're going to be going over Google Flubaroo, grading Google Forms using the add-on Flubaroo. So once again, I'm Alicia4, and if you have any questions or concerns during this video, please don't hesitate to go to the back channel, which is todaysmeet.com/Morton Retreat, where you can put in your name and then begin to type in any questions or concerns that you have, or maybe you want to set up a time where I can come in and work with you, and that would be great too. I'll get back to all of those questions as soon as possible. So here's a place for us to have a little discussion outside of the video so that you don't forget what questions you do have. So again, todaysmeet.com/Morton Retreat. And that's going to be accessible to you whenever. So if you have a question that comes up later tonight, don't hesitate to go on there and type that in, and we'll go ahead and get those answered for you. All right, so for today, we're going over Google Forms and Flubaroo. You might have already watched the refresher on Google Forms. So I'm going to go to my drive. I've created just a generic back to school form for us to kind of work off of and for you to see for this webinar. So this is what it looks like. I've built the questions. I only have 5 questions on here. I then sent it out and got some responses. So as you can tell up here, I have 4 responses that have been given to this Google form. So I'm going to click there. It gives me the summary of the responses for each question that was on the form. I can also, instead of doing the summary view, I can also do an individual view. And you'll notice I have 1 of 4 responses, and then I can see who responded here because their first name or initial or nickname is there. And I can scroll through each one of these responses individually and see what they wrote down. You can also print these responses. Maybe you have a parent coming in, you want them to see what the assessment looked like or how their student did. You can go ahead and print this and have an actual paper copy. If you'd like to see it in the old view of how you remember in Google Sheets, you would again have to click this green icon here. It will say that they're going to create a spreadsheet with these responses, and this is the title, so go ahead and create. Once that's done, again, it has time-stamped it for me, and then all of my questions are in columns. Now, to use Flubaroo to grade this, the first thing you have to do is go to your add-ons, and you have to get the add-on. So you would come down here to get add-on. Normally, Flubaroo is one of the first ones that pops up because it's the most popular. I already have Flubaroo in my toolbox, so it's a little further down. But when you click on it, you will get a blue button that says plus free or plus get. I have managed because I already have, again, the add-on. So you go ahead and let's use this one because I don't have this one. I would click the plus free button. It's going to ask you, are they allowed to look at this data? Go ahead and allow it. It's working down at the bottom, and now you'll see a pop-up that says you now have the add-on. You only have to do that once. You'll forever have Flubaroo in your Google Sheets after you get it the first time in the add-ons toolbox. So I'm going to go up here to add-ons. I'm going to go to Flubaroo. You'll have to enable Flubaroo in the sheet. Okay, it's just telling me that it's been enabled, so I'm going to click the X. I'm going to go back up to add-ons, go back down to Flubaroo, and grade assignment. Okay, 3 easy steps. First step is to tell the system what point value you would like for each question. The very first question I have asks for them to put their initials or their nickname. I don't want to count them putting their name as a point, so I am going to change it from normal grading to identifies student, and then the point value is grayed out because we're not using that as a point. The rest I'm going to leave as a generic 1. Continue. The second option is going to ask you which one do you want to use as your answer key. So I have my name here, and I know that I put in all the correct answers for the questions. Usually you can label that answer key if you want for you to find it easier. I'm going to click on that, press continue, and it's going to grade the assignment for me right away. So here it's already graded. It gives you a summary of your grades here at the top. average points, points possible, those sorts of things. And then down here, it gives you the breakdown. And obviously the people that took my quiz didn't do so well, but you see their total points, the percentage, and then it also gives you in highlight the questions that were most frequently missed. So if you're teaching to the standards for this quiz and you have this and you see that these are highlighted, you know that those are the most frequently missed questions for your students. You can go ahead back and reteach that standard to the kids, go over it again, and then reassess when you feel they're ready. Now, just because you used Flubaroo doesn't mean that you've lost your original submissions. So if I go back down here, there's a tab Student Submissions, and I click there, it will take me back to that raw data. If you have students that are absent and they have to take the assessment after the rest of the class has, don't worry. Those will just be added here, and you can go ahead to add-ons, Flubaroo, and regrade assignment. This will not affect anything that you've previously graded. It will only grab the new submissions and grade those. Once you have that, that'll be in the drive with the title of that sheet for as long as you want it there until you delete it. So you always have it to go back to as a reference. And that is how to grade your Google Forms with Flubaroo. Once again, if you have any questions or concerns, please go to todaysmeet.com/Morton Retreat. Add your questions there. Or as always, if you need to get a hold of me, my information is on the screen there. Alicia 4, I'm located at the Area Career Center. My information is listed, and I hope to hear from you soon. Good luck on your first day back. Have a nice day.